deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Craig Stammen's post-game comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
Runners lead the 3-1. He squares the bunt, pushes it towards first. Stewart has it, tried to come home, lost it with the bare hand. Sheets will score, and the Padres have the lead. Still nobody out in the bottom of the seventh. It's 3-2.
The Samad Taylor game here against the Cincinnati Reds. What a night for Samad Taylor as the Padres win it 6-2 against the Cincinnati Reds. Sam Levitt with you, and welcome into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show here on the Padres Radio Network, live from Petco Park. Padres take this series opener against Cincinnati, and the player of the night was Samad Taylor, who had his fingerprints all over this game. Whether you want to talk about throwing out a runner at home plate in the second, whether you want to talk about the great catch he made to rob Matt McLean of a hit in the sixth inning, crashing up against the fence in left center. You can talk about the go-ahead bunt single in the seventh inning. It became Buntapalooza 2026 here in downtown San Diego. Taylor laying down a safety squeeze bunt, run scores. He's safe at first base. That gives the Padres a 3-2 lead. And oh yeah, he had a 2-run single in the eighth inning to provide insurance. It was the Samad Taylor game, making just his second start in a Padre uniform. What an impact this young player had here tonight. I caught up with Samad Taylor on the field moments ago.
Samad, when you showed up, you said you wanted to be a spark plug. It feels like you were every bit of that tonight. How did you have such an impact on this game?
Just try to stay level-headed. You try to do too much, the game will speed up on you. It's the big leagues. Everybody's doing their thing. I just came here, try to do my part, and like you said, be a spark plug. The engine doesn't run without a spark plug, so that's what we're here to do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. See where we roll.
Let's go back to the seventh inning. Go ahead, run on third base. What's your mindset going up to the plate?
Get the bunt down. Whatever I got to do, get the bunt down. That's it. That's the only thought in my mind. I looked at Craig before I even went up, and I told him I was bunting. That's my game. It's one thing to practice on it, but it's another thing to do it in the game. And I'm going to do it every opportunity I have to do it in the game and put my team in a situation to win. And that's where we're at.
The second inning, you throw out a runner at home plate. Take me through the mechanics of that play, how you got it done.
Just got to move through the ball. I know McLean's a fast guy. Playing against him in the minor leagues, he moves. I knew it had to be a throw that was on the money, and it was on the money, and here we are.
The catch in left center. You put your body on the line, no fear.
I'm going to put my body on the line every day for these boys. I love this group of guys. We're here, we're working, and we're just going to keep working to be better.
Finally, you're a Southern California guy. You have family here the last few days watching you play. What does it mean to you to play in front of them?
It means the world. Just to get drafted, that's your ultimate dream, but to play for a team where you come from is everything. And I'm here in San Diego. It's an hour and a half away from home. It feels good to be back home.
Samad, what a night. Congratulations on an amazing game. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let's go Padres.
That was Samad Taylor. How can you not love Samad? What an interview as the Padres win it 6-2. A lot to break down from this ball game. We will get to it all. As always, our postgame coverage brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, need a little me time? Jamul Spa was just named one of the top 100 spas in America. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. When we come back, we'll have all the radio highlights for you, recap this game from start to finish. We'll hear from Padres manager Craig Stammen coming up a little bit later as well. Final score here today, Padres 6 and the Reds 2. Our post-game coverage continues after this.
Woodsy here. Your water is hard.
Postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here today, the Padres 6 and the Reds 2. We'll go downstairs here from Padres manager Craig Stammen coming up in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that as we continue our post-game coverage. Really nice win for the Padres here today. One of those wins where they got contributions from, guys that maybe you didn't expect to have that kind of impact. It reminds you of the way they were winning a lot in the first month and a half or so of the season. And sometimes you need guys to show up and have an impact and create a little spark. And that's what it feels like happened here tonight. Let's recap this one from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup here tonight, Walker Buehler on the mound for the Padres, left-hander Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. Buehler allowed a single and a walk in the top of the first inning, but he got out of it. The Reds threatened again in the second. There were runners at first and third, one out. Edwin Arroyo at the plate for Cincinnati.
One out, and Arroyo sends it in the air to left field straight away. Samad Taylor coming in on the move. He'll get there, make the catch. McLean tagging. Here's the throw to the plate. The tag. He is meat at the dish. And Samad Taylor throws out McLean, trying to tag up and score. A double play to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, and one guy left on base. Middle of the second, and thanks to that, still no score.
That was just the start of the Samad Taylor game. We still had a scoreless game going bottom 3. It was Freddie Fermin who led off.
The pitch is swung on, sent in the air, deep to left field. Here we go again. Bleday is back at the wall. He will watch it. It's going to go. How about 3 for Freddie Fermin? A lead homer here in the third. The Padres lead 1-0, and you can't make it up.
What has gotten into Freddie Fermin? A home run Saturday, a home run Sunday, and a home run here tonight. That gave the Padres a 1-0 lead. The score stayed 1-0 for a bit. Buehler pitching into the 5th inning. J.J. Bleday hit a 2-out double. That put a runner in scoring position for the Reds' Sal Stewart.
A 1 now. Stewart grounds it up the middle. That'll go into center at a base hit. Bleday rounding third on his way. He'll come in to score. RBI single, Sal Stewart, and it's 1-1 here in the 5th.
Buehler gave up another single. He came out of the game. Bradley Rodriguez came in, kept the game tied at 1. Rodriguez returned to the mound for the 7th inning. He gave up a leadoff single to Noelvi Marte. Marte stole second. He moved to third base on a fly ball to left. A great catch up against the fence from Samad Taylor. The Reds plated Marte on a sac fly from Edwin Arroyo, and the Reds took a 2-1 lead. Padres still trailed 2-1 going to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Andrew Abbott still on the mound for Cincinnati. Xander Bogaerts started the inning with a double. Just like that, the tying run was in scoring position for Gavin Sheets.
Gavin swings, lines it the other way. That is a fair ball down the left field line, going to tie the game. Bogaerts rounding third on his way. Sheets speeding into second base, an RBI double, and it's 2-2 in the 7th. Still nobody out.
That was it for Abbott. Reds win to righty TJ Antone. Then we reached the portion of this game where it just became Buntapalooza 2026. Chase Bowen laid down a bunt with Sheets on second. The Reds couldn't field it cleanly. The first baseman, Sal Stewart, ran into Antone trying to field it. Everybody was safe. Sheets to third, Bowen on first base. With the go-ahead run 90 feet away, Samad Taylor dug in. Again, runners on first and third. Go-ahead run on third base. Taylor dug in.
Runners lead the 3-1. He squares the bunt, pushes it towards first. Stewart has it, tried to come home, lost it with the bare hand. Sheets will score, and the Padres have the lead. Still nobody out. In the bottom of the 7th, it's 3-2.
A 3-2 Padre lead. Samad Taylor, a go-ahead bunt single with runners on first and second. Freddie Fermin laid down a bunt. Again, the Reds didn't field it cleanly. I don't know that I've ever seen a major league team not field 3 bunts in a row cleanly, but it happened. The bases were loaded. Nobody out. Everybody was safe on that Fermin bunt. Antone then retired Fernando Tatis Jr. on a shallow flyout. He got Jackson Merrill to ground into a force out at the plate. Ty France grounded out to end the inning. It was still just a 3-2 Padre lead. Felt like the Padres left a lot on the table there. They took that one-run lead into the bottom half of the eighth inning, looking for insurance. 2 runners in scoring position. Guess who? Samad Taylor showed up again.
Here's the pitch. Taylor swings, lines it over the head of the shortstop McLean into left field. Both runs will score. Bogarts and Bowen check in. A 2-run single for Samad Taylor. He's driven in 3, and some breathing room now in the 8th. It's 5-2.
Well, if it wasn't Samad Taylor tonight, it was Freddie Fermin. He was the guy who dug in next.
Look back at Taylor now. The pitch. There's a line drive into center field. Another base hit. Samad Taylor running around third at full speed. Helmet off. He'll score standing up. Freddie Fermin, another RBI. 6-2 Padres in the 8th.
Should have mentioned that Taylor stole second base during that Fermin at bat. Freddie driving him in. RBI single. 3 runs in the 8th inning. Padres led 6-2. Mason Miller had been warming up. He came in for the 9th inning. It was Mason who put on the finishing touch.
Padres by 4 in the 9th. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-2 to Blade. Miller will kick and deliver, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. 103 from Mason Miller, who strikes out this side in the 9th to seal the deal, and the Padres with a very satisfying 6-2 win over the Reds in Game 1 of this series.
A win that was all about the bottom third of the order. Jace Bowen had 2 hits and a run scored. Samad Taylor had 2 hits, 3 RBIs. He threw a guy out at home, made a great catch in left center, and had a run scored in this game. Freddie Fermin had 2 hits and a home run, 2 RBIs. The bottom 3 spots in the lineup, 6 hits, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and there was plenty of defense to talk about as well. Samad Taylor, what a day for him, and the Padres win it by a final score of 6-2. Final totals here today for the Padres: 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and for the Reds, 2 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Padres improved to 34-31. The Reds dropped to 31-34 on this season. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Craig Stammen. Much more to do on our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show. You're listening to the Padres Radio Network.
You're listening.
Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here today, Padres 6 and the Reds 2 as the Padres take this series opener tonight. A lot to break down and still a lot to do. We'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up later. Maybe get to some of your phone calls coming up in a little while as well at 833-288-0973. Phone number to call as always. You just can't say enough about what the bottom third of the order did in this game tonight. Really, I'll go even beyond that. I'll go bottom 5 spots in the lineup. Bogarts had 2 hits. Sheets had the RBI double to tie it in the 7th. Bowen, the 2 hits. Taylor, the 2 hits, and so much more. Fermin, the 2 hits, including a home run. So just an outstanding day for the Padres. Really bottom 5 hitters in this lineup. On the pitching side of things, a little bit up and down for Walker Buehler. 4 2/3 innings, 8 hits given up. Got in some trouble, got out of it early, gave up the run in the 5th. He just threw a lot of pitches in this game in 4 2/3, 86 of them. And the bullpen pretty good. Bradley Rodriguez did give up that go-ahead run in the 6th, but Morahone, what a day for him. Inning in 2/3 scoreless. Adam a scoreless 8th inning. Miller a scoreless 9th inning. And that was the story here today as the Padres win it by a final score of 6-2. Let's go downstairs, hear from Padres manager Craig Stammen after tonight's win.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres skipper Craig Stammen. Served up by Sinley Food. If you've had better chicken, you must be a rooster.
What was it like to have an inning where you executed and things went your way? It seems like that was the first one in a while.
That was a good fit. Yeah, you're right. It felt like we hadn't had one at all this whole season. I know that's not the case, but, when you score that many runs in an inning, it feels very good. Feels like, all right, we're starting to trend in the right direction and create some positive vibes in the dugout. It's a little bit more lively and there's some momentum. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going and bring it into tomorrow.
I know it's kind of what you were looking for from those guys, Bowen and Taylor, just, their contributions tonight. What does that bring to you guys? Yeah,
they basically won us the game tonight. Just being able to execute what we're asking them to do, steal some bases, put some bunts down, take some good ABs. They came through with a couple hits in that last inning. So, they've been performing really well in AAA, and they, kind of opened our eyes in spring training also. Won us a few games in spring training playing that way. And we just like that athleticism, that speed, what they bring on defense. They just bring a lot of intangibles to the game, that can create some havoc and make the other team have to make plays. And tonight was indicative of that, and it helped us win the game.
What have you noticed has been different from Fermin, whether just confidence-wise or swing-wise the last couple of days?
Yeah, just a little confidence. I think, we're talking with all these guys and trying to build them up. And you wonder what comes first. Does success come first and then confidence, or can confidence come first and then that leads to success? And, nobody really knows the complete answer to that, but we're trying to breed that confidence in all these guys. And I think we've had opportunities to sit down with Freddie individually and tell him, he's our starting catcher and that we believe in him. And we know this first couple months is not who he is offensively. He's crushing it on defense. And then, maybe that gave him some confidence. I think him getting the one bunt down a couple days ago just made him feel like, I did something good for the team. And then that allowed him to free up, the next few at bats. And we've seen, 3 home runs from him here lately.
How motivating is it for the rest of the team to see Fermin and the way he's been performing lately?
Yeah, we just don't have many guys that are hot right now. And so when somebody gets hot, it's exciting. And we're all smiling and having fun. And, these guys are tight in the clubhouse. And especially when one of their brothers is kind of really, really scuffling more than he ever has in his career. It's just good to see when somebody snaps out of it and has a smile on his face and is able to do something for the team. And, we couldn't be happier for Freddie. And, we're lucky he's a Padre.
Yeah, what a night for Freddie Fermin once again. Sam Levitt back with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here tonight, Padres 6 and the Reds 2 as we continue our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show here on the Padres Radio Network. Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place. again, Freddie Fermin, I mean, what more can you say? And it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, the guy is in the midst of an over 30 skid. If you needed any example of why baseball is so hard to predict and you really never know when a guy's going to get it going, look no further than this Freddie Fermin situation. I mean, he snaps an over 30 the other night and is the reason the Padres won the game against the Mets the other night on Saturday with the 2-run go-ahead home run in the 7th inning. That snaps an 0 for 30 skid. He hits a home run yesterday and hits the home run in the 3rd today. I mean, it's just remarkable. Where did that come from for Freddie Fermin? But you'll take it. I mean, major contributor the last 3 days out of the bottom third of the Padres lineup. Again, Samad Taylor, what more can you say about the impact he had on this game? Bowen had a couple of hits in this game, and this was a fun one. It really was. I know still, you're looking at the top 4 in the lineup, and you're saying, okay, take a little inspiration from what these guys are doing in the bottom half of the lineup. But look, with the way things have been going for the Padres, losing 11 of their last 13, and the way it's felt, I don't think you can complain about wins right now. Anyway, you got to get them. You'll take them. And hopefully this is a bit of a spark, right? We heard it from Samad Taylor just in our opening segments. Hopefully this is a little bit of a spark for this team. I'll also say this about this game, and we talked about it in our keys to the game. One of our keys tonight was take advantage of the Reds bullpen and their defense. And the Padres did that in this game. The Reds bullpen has been really bad. If you zoom out the last few weeks, the ERA is sky high. They took advantage of this bullpen. Now, it came in a bit of a weird way in the 7th inning when Antone came in. But it was kind of the two things we talked about pregame blended together. It was the bullpen, and then it was the defense. I mean, I got to be honest with you. If I'm a Reds fan, I am pulling my hair out about what happened in the 7th inning. And I'd assume a veteran manager, a legendary manager, and Terry Francona, the manager of the Reds, I mean, he has got to be livid with what happened in that 7th inning. For a major league team to not be able to field 3 consecutive bunts, you don't get an out on 3 consecutive bunts. I mean, that is hard to believe. I mean, in the moment, when they didn't get the Fermin bunt, I literally threw my hands up. And I was like, I honestly started laughing. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, this is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. So the Padres took full advantage of the Reds defense in this game, or lack thereof. And we talked about it pregame. They made a ton of errors in St. Louis over the weekend. This was a gettable bullpen, and the Padres did both those things here tonight. So that was fun. And hey, small ball, right? Give them a lead. It can be fun. And sometimes when you're so badly struggling to score runs, you need to get a little creative, and it felt like the Padres did that, and it was the guys in the bottom half of the order that got it done. All right, let's step aside. When we come back, we'll go back inside the Padres clubhouse. Here's some post-game reaction from a guy or two, and we'll continue to wrap this one up. Padres win it 6-2 here tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. Our post-game coverage continues after this.
For over 70 years,
Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here tonight: Padres 6 and the Reds 2 as the Padres win this series opener. We'll get to our relief pitcher of the game coming up in a little bit. We'll also get to the full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll replay my post-game interview with Samad Taylor in case you're just hopping in the car and you missed it. As always, our post-game coverage brought to you by Jamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, the rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Oh, we talked about at length already the bottom third of the order, what it did in this ball game here tonight. Let's hear a little bit from Jace Bowen inside the clubhouse. He had a big impact on this game. I mean, the bunt before the Taylor bunt in the 7th inning that moved Sheets to third base. I mean, that was a key play in this game. He continues to play good defense. And again, we've said it so many times over the course of the last few days, you know, one of the things that the Castellanos DFA opened up and some of the injuries have opened up is for guys that stood out at spring training, guys specifically like Bowen and Taylor, to come up here and make an impact. And that's what these guys did here tonight. It was a prime example of guys just flat out taking advantage of opportunities. Let's go inside the Padres clubhouse downstairs, hear from Jace Bowen talking with reporters.
What do you feel like to just kind of play as big a part?
I mean, it's awesome. Every win feels amazing, and just to be a part of it is fantastic. The crowd was electric, and we're here to bring energy, and we hope you did that.
You're pretty stoked after that bunt.
Yeah.
What was the motion there?
Yes, I mean, I just started practicing bunting and been working really hard at it. And, I mean, anytime you can get it on and the runner over, fires me up.
How fun is it to be a part of a couple innings like that where you're kind of playing small ball, you're working counts, that kind of stuff?
It's old school baseball. I mean, that's what we're here to do is just kind of create chaos and just have fun with it. And I'm happy that, you know, Samad, Freddie, they did great. Whole team did great today, pitched our butt off, and we hit. So it was awesome.
What have you learned? What have you learned about Samad playing the game for most of the season?
I mean, he's going to bring energy, and you got to match it. I think that he's a great defender. I think that he can impact the game in so many facets. And, you know, he's kind of like been a big bro here for me and just talking me through some things, and he's been great.
Has it been neat to kind of, you know, come up from El Paso, like days apart, and then kind of have a day like today with him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that seeing him as a familiar face and kind of makes you a bit more comfortable. Like he's been doing an unbelievable job. And I mean, his plays in the outfield speak for themselves. I mean, it's so fun to watch as we fired up in right field. So I just hope that he continues to ball out and you know, we'll continue just to have fun.
What has the process of the first week been like for you?
Oh, a whirlwind, honestly. I mean, I'm just now catching up on some sleep. It was a lot of no sleep, no eating. Now we're eating and we're sleeping and we're having fun and we're bringing the energy. So it's been a blast.
What have you learned?
You know, just to relax, honestly. Just it's the same game. You know, more fans, which makes it even more fun. And that's really it. Same game, have fun and compete.
You see yourself a pretty natural energy guy.
I do, yeah. I think that's always been kind of like the football in me is, you know, just bringing energy and just like trying to create chaos every day.
How much bunting was going on in the ACL?
Every Thursday we bunted on the field, and then here we bunt every day. And then, I mean, PCL is a little bit different. You can, you know, hit the ball in the air, you can go. But it's been a focal point the last 2 weeks, and we've been grinding.
So this is maybe the most bunting practice you've done in your life?
Yes, yeah. This is spring training. Yeah.
You like it before tonight?
Bunting?
Like it? Yeah.
Whatever I can do to help the team win, I love it. So.
All right, that was Jace Bowen right after tonight's 6-2 win. A lot of bunting talk there. Hey, likes bunting. They've been practicing bunting, and the bunting came into full effect here tonight. It was Buntapalooza 2026, maybe Buntalooza. What's the music festival they have in Chicago? Lollapalooza. So I'm going to call this Buntapalooza 2026. What a night here tonight for bunts, and Padres got it done 3 straight bunts in that 7th inning as they win it by a final score of 6-2. Good stuff inside the clubhouse there from Jace Bowen. Let's get into our daily awards. Let's tell you about today's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's Relief Pitcher of the Game, brought to you by San Diego criminal defense attorney David P. Shapiro. We help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Learn more at davidpshapirolaw.com.
Relief pitcher of the game here tonight. Go through a few options here. Look, Adrian Morahone did get 5 outs in this game. It's a little tough to give it to him because he did at the time give up. Well, it wasn't charged against him. It was charged against Rodriguez, but give up the sac fly to Arroyo in the 6th inning. Now, Morahone came out for the 7th and pitched a 1-2-3 inning. So Adrian didn't do a whole lot wrong in this game. He inherited a runner on third base with 1 out and Arroyo at the plate and did give up the fly ball, sac fly. Reds took a 2-1 lead. Again, not totally his fault there, but he did allow an inherited runner to score. So for relief pitcher of the game purposes, we're going to hold that against Adrian Morahone tonight. Mason Miller pitching with a 4-run lead, not a safe situation. We'll give it to Jason Adam here tonight. Really nice 8th inning. Struck out a couple of batters in the inning. In fact, 3 batters in the inning. So good job by Jason Adam. Scoreless 8th inning. Good bounce back, too, from Adam. He's had some struggles as of late. Did have the scoreless inning against the Mets. We know in Philadelphia he had some struggles. So good to see Jason bouncing back. But for all those reasons, Jason Adam will be our relief pitcher of the game here tonight. Let's take a look at the Padres' heart of the order.
Let's take the pulse of the Padres and check in on the Heart of the Order, presented by Palomar Health, the official healthcare provider of 97.3 The Fan. Palomar Health, leading with heart for every patient. Palomar Health is reimagining healthcare.
Part of the order here tonight, 3, 4, 5 spots. Ty France, Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts. Ty 1 for 4, Manny 0 for 4. Xander 2 for 4 in this game. Tell you what, Xander had a nice impact on this game. Padres down 2-1 in the 7th inning and hits the leadoff double. Sheets drives him in with another double. That sparked that rally in the 7th inning as the Padres scored 2 to take a 3-2 lead. And then you look at it, Xander also had the 1-out single in the 8th inning that sparked the 3 runs the Padres scored in the bottom half of the 8th inning. He had the leadoff single. So you look at the 2 innings the Padres scored, and in the 7th and the 8th, it was Xander who got it started with the initial hit. So quiet day for Manny. France had a base hit, but Xander Bogaerts had a big impact on this game. Again, a little probably not the focal point of those innings, but he had the double in the 7th and the single in the 8th inning. That sparked both those innings. So certainly Xander had a big impact tonight, and that's a look at the Padres' heart of the order. When we return, if you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973, phone number to call, again, 833-288-0973. We'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll have our play of the game and wrap things up, get you ready for tomorrow's game, middle game of this 3-game set between the Padres and Reds. Padres win it 6-2 on this Monday night. Our post-game coverage continues after this.
Stay tuned.
Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. Padres win it by a final score of 6-2. They improved to 34 and 31 on the season. They'll return to action tomorrow against the Cincinnati Reds. Same time, same place with first pitch at 6:40 p.m. I do want to remind you, tomorrow is the Bogey Goes Boom bobblehead giveaway to the first 40,000 fans in attendance. So if you want a bobblehead, make sure you get here nice and early. Be one of those first 40,000 fans in attendance. Again, the Bogey Goes Boom bobblehead giveaway tomorrow, and then the Padres will wrap up this series on Wednesday with a little Wednesday matinee, and then they hit the road for a long road trip, 9-game road trip coming up. So be sure to get here next couple of days if you can, because Padres won't be home for a while after that. Really, really nice win here tonight. Again, you look at the bottom third of the lineup. That was the story in this game. Walker Buehler, a little bit of an up and down outing, 4 2/3 innings, 1 run given up, 86 pitches, 8 hits for Walker. He got in a lot of trouble. He got out of it in the first inning, stranded 2 on. He got the throw by Taylor in the second to save a run. He had a walk in the third, a double in the fourth inning. There was just a lot of traffic on the bases. Did a good job maneuvering through it, and then got into trouble in the fifth inning, the 1-out double, RBI single, then another single, and got taken out of the game. Bradley Rodriguez came in, got out of the inning with the game still tied at 1. So a little bit of a straying from what Walker's been as of late. We talked in the pregame about how good he's been. A little bit of a stray from that. Again, it wasn't a terrible outing or anything like that from Walker Buehler, but he threw a lot of pitches and was in a lot of trouble in this game. But it could have gone a lot differently had the Reds, scored a handful of times in those first few innings. Bullpen for the most part, very, very good. And again, you just can't say enough about what the bottom of this lineup did today. This was a lot of fun tonight, I'll tell you. To be honest with you, to see those guys, Bowen and Taylor in particular tonight, come up and have that kind of impact, I thought was a lot of fun. When you think about somebody like Samad Taylor, who's been a little bit of a journeyman, who's bounced around from organization to organization a little bit, has had some cups of coffees in the major leagues before. Cups of coffees. I said cups of coffee in the major leagues before. He's a guy I think understands when he gets these opportunities to play in the major leagues, he's got to take advantage. And man, oh man, did he do that here tonight. So really good story. He's back in Southern California, grew up in Corona, California. And I thought tonight was a really, really nice night for a guy like that, Samad Taylor, who's, been around a long time and has been in the minor leagues, and good for him, really. Just a nice night for him. We'll hear from Samad in just a moment once again. Right now, let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
Oh, we've actually got one game still going on right now. The Brewers lead the A's 11-10 in the 10th inning in Sacramento. So the Brewers have just taken a lead in that game. So we'll see if the A's can respond in the bottom half of the inning. Everything else has gone final today. The Mariners beat the Orioles 6-3 in Baltimore today. For the Mariners, Josh Naylor hitting his 7th home run of the season. Rays beat the Red Sox 3-1 in Tampa Bay. Home runs in that game for Yandy Diaz for the Rays. Marcelo Meyer homered for the Red Sox in that 3-1 loss for the Red Sox to the Rays. Yankees beat the Guardians in 10, 7-5 in Cleveland. Phillies beat the Blue Jays 5-2 in Toronto. Astros beat the Angels in Anaheim 5-4. The final in 10 there. And the Nationals over the Giants in San Francisco today 4-3. That was the Giants' 40th loss of the season. They're now 27-40 on the year. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Monday. A lot of teams on a Monday had the day off, and a nice roundup of the scores on this Monday night. Final score here at Petco Park tonight, Padres 6 and the Reds 2. Let's set up our play of the game first before we hear it, because I think you need the setup. You had the Padres trailing 2-1 in the 7th inning, Xander Bogaerts starts that inning with a double. We talked about his impact on this game, starting the rally in that 7th inning and the 8th inning as well. Gavin Sheets, to his credit, against Abbott, tough lefty, who once again, to that point, had really been good again against the Padres. Again, it's not like Abbott had a bad outing. He just kind of ran out of steam at the end. Lefty on lefty, Sheets doubles down the left field line, bang. Just like that, double-double, game tied at 2. Then Bowen lays down the bunt. Reds can't field it cleanly. That puts runners on first and third. And that's when Samad Taylor, who that entire turn at bat was looking to bunt. He squared around on the first pitch. He kept on squaring around. He had a challenge when a pitch was called a strike and it was overturned. He was looking to bunt, and you'll hear from him in a moment. That's what he was doing. He decided before he got up there, he was bunting in that spot, and Samad Taylor provided tonight's play of the game.
One bounce, one hit, one pitch can be the difference between victory and defeat. What was the most important play in today's game? This is today's play of the game. Presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Restoration and Flood. We know how.
Runners lead the 3-1. He squares the bunt, pushes it towards first. Stewart has it, tried to come home, lost it with the bare hand. Sheets will score, and the Padres have the lead. Still nobody out. In the bottom of the 7th, it's 3-2.
Samad Taylor, the bunt single in the 7th inning. RBI bunt single for Samad Taylor in the 7th inning. Put the Padres ahead 3-2. That was tonight's play of the game. How could it not be? Look, Taylor would show up again, 2-run single in the 8th inning to provide some insurance. For Mean, he would have a single after that. He had the bunt after the Taylor bunt, so it was a lot of fun. I mean, again, I don't know that I've ever seen a team lay down 3 consecutive bunts and have the opposing team, the opposing defense, not field them cleanly. I mean, not in the major leagues. I mean, that was, I don't mean to be, too harsh on the Cincinnati Reds, but that cannot happen in the major leagues. I talked about Terry Francona earlier. I mean, this guy's obviously a terrific Hall of Fame manager. I can only imagine as he saw his team mess up 3 straight bunts defensively, what Terry Francona was thinking. I would pay some money to get in Terry Francona's brain in that moment to know what Terry's thinking when he watches his team be unable to put down, or I should say, field 3 consecutive bunts. It was just a wild sequence, and the Padres, again, to me, in this game, they did 2 things really well, and we talked about in pregame, and that was take advantage of the Reds' defense and put some pressure on them, which those bunts did, and also take advantage of their bullpen, which was more of what they did in the 8th inning in particular. So those are 2 very weak spots for the Reds right now, and quite frankly, you hope the Padres can take advantage of those 2 elements in the next couple of days. Reds lost their 5th in a row today. This is not a team that's playing well right now. We told you before the game, they got off to a good start. They were sitting in first place in the National League Central. Since then, let me pull up the note here. They've now gone through a stretch where they are 11-23 since the beginning of May. In that span, the Reds have gone from first place in the NL Central to last place in the NL Central. Again, they are 11-23 since the start of May. So, look, this is a Reds baseball team that is not playing well. They've lost 5 in a row. To be honest with you, Padres should be licking their chops a little bit and seeing an opportunity to win or sweep this series. Win it at bare minimum, but try to sweep this series. This is a baseball team that's not playing particularly well. And tonight you held them to 2 runs. I mean, they wasted some opportunities offensively as well. So we'll see if the Padres can do that. But tonight it was the Samad Taylor show. It was the Freddie Fermin show. And it certainly was a lot of fun with the way the Padres won this one. All right, let's revisit my post-game conversation with Samad Taylor. Before we go, again, the huge day. It wasn't just the go-ahead bunt single. It was the 2-run single in the 8th inning. It was throwing a guy out at home in the 2nd to keep it a scoreless game. It was crashing into the left center field fence to rob Matt McLean of a hit in the 6th inning. And at the moment, he may have saved a run because there was a runner on first base, or sorry, on second base in that spot. So saved a run at the moment there. What a game for Samad Taylor. Grew up in Southern California. What a night for Samad. I caught up with Samad right after tonight's win.
Samad, when you showed up, you said you wanted to be a spark plug. It feels like you were every bit of that tonight. How did you have such an impact on this game?
Just try to stay level-headed. You try to do too much, the game will speed up on you. It's the big leagues. Everybody's doing their thing. I just came here, try to do my part, and like you said, be a spark plug. The engine doesn't run without a spark plug, so that's what we're here to do, and I'm gonna keep doing it. See where we roll.
Let's go back to the 7th inning. Go ahead, run on third base. What's your mindset going up to the plate?
Get the bunt down. Whatever I got to do, get the bunt down. That's it. That's the only thought in my mind. I looked at Craig before I even went up, and I told him I was bunting. That's my game. It's one thing to practice on it, but it's another thing to do it in the game. And I'm going to do it every opportunity I have to do it in the game and put my team in a situation to win. And that's where we're at.
The 2nd inning, you throw out a runner at home plate. Take me through the mechanics of that play, how you got it done.
Just got to move through the ball. I know McClain's a fast guy. Playing against him in the minor leagues, he moves. I knew it had to be a throw that was on the money, and it was on the money, and here we are.
The catch in left center. You put your body on the line, no fear.
I'm going to put my body on the line every day for these boys. I love this group of guys. We're here, we're working, and we're just going to keep working to be better.
Finally, you're a Southern California guy. You have family here the last few days watching you play. What does it mean to you to play in front of them?
It means the world. Just to get drafted, that's your ultimate dream, but to play for a team where you come from is everything. And I'm here in San Diego. It's an hour and a half away from home. It feels good to be back home.
Samad, what a night. Congratulations on an amazing game. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let's go Padres.
That was Samad Taylor right after tonight's 6-2 win, the Samad Taylor game here on June 8th, 2026. You'll remember it for sure. And look, I hope Samad keeps on doing this kind of stuff. We said it earlier, guys are going to have opportunities to play. I mean, I would not be surprised at all if Taylor's right back in there tomorrow. And to be quite frank with you, the way things have been going for the Padres, if I'm Craig Stammen, and I'm not, but if I'm Craig Stammen, and I have a guy that had that kind of impact on a game and played like that, I'm putting him in the lineup tomorrow and saying, hey, I'm riding the hot hand here. If you're coming in and having that kind of impact on a ball game, credit to Samad Taylor. I mean, he made it look easy to show up today and have that kind of impact. So terrific job by Samad, and a really nice win for the Padres here tonight, 6-2. All right, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow, the middle game of this 3-game series between the Padres and the Reds. Pitching matchup tomorrow, very talented young right-hander Chase Burns on the mound for the Reds. Right-hander Lucas Giolito on the mound for the Padres. First pitch tomorrow at 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage from inside the Western Metal Building here at Petco Park begins at 5:40, and certainly hope you can join us then. Again, tomorrow is the Bogey Goes Boom Xander Bogaerts bobblehead giveaway to the first 40,000 fans in attendance. So see you here tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun as the Padres go for a second consecutive win. As always, if you missed any portion of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Taking a look at the final totals here tonight for the Padres: 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left on 7. For the Reds, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They left on 9. Winning pitcher here tonight, Adrian Morejon, who improves to 5-1. Losing pitcher was Andrew Abbott, who drops to 4-4. Time of game here tonight, 2 hours and 48 minutes in the crowded Petco Park on this Monday night, 37,223. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 6:40 p.m. Our pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Jeff Hamby, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from inside our San Diego studios, inside the Western Metal Building, of course, here at Petco Park. Final score here tonight, the San Diego Padres 6 and the Cincinnati Reds 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.